Hey guys, The Bigger Picture coming back. We got episode 3 today. We're joined by a very special guest,
Sebastian Godoy, or Sebi for short.
and today we're going to be diving into crypto. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, stay tuned.
Into the Metaverse Part 1.
What is an NFT?
Yeah, we can
start
off by talking
What's an NFT?
First off, it's a non-fungible token. Okay, that's what it stands for. Non-fungible token. Yeah, if you want to create an NFT, it has to be, first off, it's either an image, video, or 3D or audio. You feel me?
Right.
So through those, that's JPEGs, that's PNGs, that's the MP4s, MP3s for audio, all those type of things, right?
Right.
And then it's also made out of pixels. So 3,000 pixel width is ideal. Usually around is like what most of them are. The CryptoPunks are like 336 pixels. Like they're usually like a frame. You know what I mean? And then Axie Infinity is 512 pixels by 384 pixels. Bored Ape Yacht Club is 631 pixels. The Gutter Cat Gang is 4,000 pixels. So
Why is it that precise, though? Like, why does it have to be, like, that precise with the dimensions?
it doesn't necessarily have to. It's just you got to make it less than 50 megabytes.
Okay.
And you got to upload it, whatever it is, or each individual file. The whole thing might be a whole gigabyte, but you feel me, or a couple gigabytes, but the entirety of like the pixel picture itself is, it's usually like, most of them are like 3,000 to 6,000, I'd
Okay.
say. Some of them are, you can basically have as many pixels as you want.
Right.
But like, because some of them, obviously, the more pixels, the more detailed. The less pixels, the less detailed. You feel me?
My biggest question is, so like I know that I'm very, very not educated on crypto. I know the bare minimum, and that's why this entire episode is just informative. Like our good friend Sebastian Godoy, he's here to help us understand better. So we call him Sebi, but my family calls you Sebastian, so I'm gonna start rolling with that. But he knows a lot more than us, and honestly, just an informative video for people who want to learn more about the space. And I feel like my biggest question, as a person who may not understand it fully or a lot, is when it comes to like cryptos and stuff like that. How are there experts and people who have a good understanding and just of the future for that currency, and that applies the same with NFTs. So my question for you is, when it comes to NFTs, how are you able to say, I have a good feeling about this one based off of how do you understand that? How do you
Base it off of the past projects and their roadmap. Like, what is their goal? Like, some of these things, their roadmaps are so key. Like, that's like the biggest part of like.
Can you explain a roadmap to me? Just
A
like
roadmap is basically just like almost like a treasure map. Like, you're taking certain steps to get there. Like, you're moving through the course of what you need to do in order to portray to your community why this has value. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you're building a community around an idea. It could be a poem and inspirational quotes revolved around God, or something that touched you that might touch another person, or art, music, of course, all those different types of things. So basically that's kind of how I base it off of. And their roadmaps contain, for example, they have like there'll be, if one's like for like wild, like towards like a dog or something like that, maybe they're helping 15% to dog rescue, like ASPCA, or percent of their proceeds. So they're making sure that community buys into an idea.
Right.
does it come down to if it's just a quality company almost, and like you go off base their roadmap, like you said, just like their history.
What's their plan? Like, are they going into metaverse gaming? What's their utility? What adds their value? What's their next? Okay, you have a next step in your project where I mutate the picture of the NFT changes, and then you're on to the next step. So maybe like Bored Ape Yacht Club, I mean, they got a yacht. That's what they do. It's a yacht club now, because so many people invested that they knew that if they priced it at a certain thing, and then it became a supply and demand, boom, they were actually able to get a yacht. And now that's like their community's based around that. Like, there was one company, and it might blow up. It was like something Gator Club on OpenSea, and I really wanted to buy one, but the gas fees were crazy that day. and it became like 500, even though it was like 80 or 90.
Yeah, you've explained it before. Can you explain gas fees just to the camera, like what that means?
Fees is basically traffic on the blockchain. So you have like low, moderate, high. So if you pick the high one, you get the fastest ability to get that transaction. So done, completed on the blockchain. So if I click the fastest one and another person clicks the medium one, and we both wanted this one picture that nobody else has, it's a one of a kind, one of one, right? If I bought this, right, and I picked the high one, I'm going to get it on the blockchain because I picked the higher one than he did. You feel me? But the gas fees were 400 for me. For him, it was 300, right? Let's say.
Yeah.
He loses that $300 and he gets back the $75 that is for that NFT. He gets that portion of it back if that's how much it was worth. So that's what it is. So that's how Ethereum runs, and that's the one problem with Ethereum. That's a big reason why people think it could be marked as security, because if the SEC decides to do that, game over. But the thing is, there's so many things that are reliant on Ethereum's blockchain network that how could you kill Ethereum? Maybe they adjust it. Maybe something else takes it over. Maybe it goes by a different name. Maybe whatever. But that's what makes Ethereum so amazing, is that all these things rely on its protocols, its network, how all the nodes and all the things within it like communicate in a sense, you know.
So if I were to make an NFT and design one, like what would you encourage with like designing one, how to advertise, how to actually like get something started, how to make a community, like what like appeals people?
First off, you have to have a Discord. That's why Discord and Reddit are ahead of the game, because the big concept that you have to understand is the phases of the internet, which is what we're moving into. We're moving into a new generation of internet, and I'll just explain it because this is.
Can I actually cut you off for a second? Because we were talking about this a while ago. You were talking about like a while ago, phones, mobile phones, iPhones. No one wanted an iPhone. Like that was so new. Like all like the touchscreen phones and everything too. It's like a next stage. That was like our stage of new technology and the internet now. And then you see everyone having an iPhone now. Now this is just evolving into something bigger and crazy.
When people like, I feel like when something new comes, you know, people don't like what they don't understand. So, you know, everyone had a BlackBerry back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And iPhone, what the heck's iPhone, you know? And Apple and all this crazy stuff.
To add on to that, because that's specifically what I'm actually trying to talk about, because the biggest part of this is we're moving into a new phase, which we've done every time. Web 1.0, which is what is considered the 80s and you know, early 90s going into the 2000s before you had flip phones and whatnot. Like you went on the internet to search shit. You had Google, and you had to rely on it like pinging a certain, you know, and it came back like it'd be like weird and stuff, like the sounds. I don't know. Anyways, you feel me though.
Yeah.
And it took a while. Horrible. Like that was it. You went on to search shit on the internet, and that people would be like my dad, for example. My grandparents would be like, why do you need that? You know, we got an encyclopedia. You're crazy. Like, you don't need that for
Phone books, too.
No, yeah, exactly.
Dictionaries,
No,
going to
but then
libraries.
Web 2.0, right, comes along these last 2 decades, what we've lived through. And you went on the internet to search it like before, but then it became more interactive. Sending messages, emails. People used to look at emails like they were crazy, like they were some foreign like technology, you know? I mean, it was like, why would I send an email? I could send it through the mail. Oh, because the amount of energy that is used, whether it's, you know, typing here or that's what it was. It saved energy in your day, in anything, you know. But and it became more interactive through social media, pictures, likes, comments, etc.
That's another thing. Facebook used to be crazy. Facebook used to be just, I don't know, no one really thought too much into it. But now Facebook, Instagram, even Snapchat, all those apps influence so many new things, and it's just crazy how this is going to be the new normal. We keep adjusting into new phases of the world, and it's just crazy how what you're talking about is literally just going to be a huge ecosystem, a huge other reality of things that we don't even understand yet or even grasp. Like
it's really just the building blocks. That's what it is. Like we're probably in like our first year of Web like 3. Maybe it started in like 2017, obviously, or 2015 too, because Ethereum came out. But that's the big thing though, is just like Web 3.0 gives power back to you. That's why I said earlier, Discord and Reddit are ahead of the game, because You're your own community. You're building it around an idea. You are the Instagram. You're buying into an idea together. You maybe have like a lounge. You're talking to people about a certain subject, or that's why Discord, you can go into certain chats, and then you have your VIPs, you have your whatever.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing. You also asked earlier about like how I would push out an NFT. Same thing. You have to hit multiple different demographics. So you have to be on Twitter, you have to be on Instagram. TikTok is also a good one, but obviously it's younger kids, so there isn't as many people looking for NFTs on there. But I mean, I just started using TikTok recently to learn a lot from NFTs, and there's totally a generation that's what it's going to be geared towards. Like NFTs are going to be for everybody. Like it's just going to be a way to. I have like a big
Yeah.
What do you want to say? My bad.
No, you're good. No, dude. Yeah. This is your episode. No, just because like I'm the person that I kind of need to say something to understand it or make sure I'm understanding correctly. To my understanding, I just want to make sure this is correct. An NFT, it's very important. And correct me on this if I'm wrong. It's very important to have, like Santino was asking, what should be the theme behind it? How can you make a solid NFT of like when it comes to physicality, like the looks of it? But to my understanding, it works the same as like the stock market, where it's like it's more about what's behind the physicality and like what is that company doing.
What's that project? What's their sponsor?
Exactly. What's their project behind it?
It has smart contracts. Oh, and it has NFT platforms. Oh, and it has DeFi. Oh, and it has just all the metaverse gaming. All those different categories that fall under the umbrella of crypto. So and that's really all that has to do with the blockchain, hash graph technology, which I think is a big deal. But it might be too ahead of its time. That's why I was trying to say Web 3.0. It's community based, an idea like art, music, writing, gaming. The list goes on. It's really infinite possibilities.
And I feel like some very successful NFTs have been created by just celebrities because of their name, because and sometimes things can happen like that too.
Yeah.
So it can go either way with.
Like I bought my first NFT like 2 or 3 days ago, which it wasn't like crazy priced or anything. It might not even be, but I'm like, why not? I have a whole Solana is a big blockchain network, and I really like it. It's low gas fees, so that's the one problem with Ethereum. That's why I do want to kind of do an overview over Ethereum because
the gas fees are high.
No, just because of what it means to the community. Because Ethereum, it powers so many other networks. That's the biggest thing about Ethereum. That's why it's like such like a big shark, I guess you could say. Something like that. It's just like, and it has so much more utility than Bitcoin because Bitcoin doesn't really have anything like that. It doesn't have utility. The only reason why it has value is because people say it does, or people buy in when they want and people sell when they want, and that's a big thing that I think is which is why Ethereum could overtake like Bitcoin at some point.
Just to sum it all up, it's kind of all about creating your own luck a little bit and kind of just pushing your community and content out there.
No, yeah, I mean it's just like even when Kanye says, "Oh, I'm dropping this" or "I'm dropping that," and then doesn't drop, right? Like I've been in so many communities where they're like, "Oh, we're dropping, blah blah blah, December, blah blah blah." It was November at first. It was October. So they still built that hype though, even though I've seen so many companies go like from 200 followers to this. Like that's why I've been on this for a good year, and I saw these like Bored Apes and stuff, and I didn't realize the power that it was. But that's why I really think 2022 is going to be like the year of the NFT, because it's definitely, I mean, it's already changing the landscape, but like it's a very new concept. So it's where we were at with social media in 2007 with MySpace, and then from that Facebook, from Instagram. You've heard this from me before, Snapchat. That's kind of where we're at right now. We're in a new space, blockchain technology, but is going to be universally recognized as the face of banking, the face of whatever.
Well, what was crazy was even before this podcast, I saw you buying land, and I was like, what the frick are you buying right now? And you're just like, buying land. I'm like, what?
Dude, that's what blows my mind so much is this whole metaverse thing. And that's the first thing that blows my mind the most. But like, secondly too is the Coinbase card you own. That is so fascinating to me that you have a Coinbase card that is literally basically a crypto credit card.
What?
Yeah, and you know how with credit cards,
I didn't know
go ahead and
about
explain
this.
it. Go ahead and
I didn't know
explain it.
about
Yeah.
this.
So basically, every single purchase I do, I get 5% They have like choices of what coins to use. So I did XLM. XLM is basically like a stable coin. So it was actually like the first stable coin. I have it. It's actually like right before.
You know, with credit cards, you get percentages
Yeah,
back on
yeah,
gas
yeah.
or purchases, whatever.
Debit card, and you saw it said Visa and whatnot, and like these other companies are already involved with crypto. Like that's a centralized exchange, though. You feel me? Decentralized would be PancakeSwap. So I'm going to a big thing that I use is CoinMarketCap.com. And CoinMarketCap.com, literally, you know, you could search up basically any coin, and you can go, you know, you'll see like, first off, it'll list it by market cap, right? Which is usually like everyone wants to make market cap the most the most important statistic about a coin, but it's not as important as people realize. But I can explain it. It's pretty simple. It's just volume circulating, so volume of the supply is like how much is out there, and versus the price and times the price at the time, due to their algorithm, sorry, and you know, whatever it took for like the supply and demand of that price. You know, for Ethereum, it's 3,900 right now, or something like that, or 4K probably. Who knows? Bitcoin, it's like, I mean, it's been falling out the water. It was,
Yeah, I wanted to actually ask you that question. What explain why you can see Bitcoin going one of either way. It can crash.
really,
or-
because there was somebody. This is the one thing I was talking about it actually when I was in Florida with this one. Like, he was cool, man. He was smoking a cigar. He was in this like Audi, super cool car. I literally just got fired. But we were talking for a long time. He was thinking about buying like some land over there for like a pizza joint or whatnot. And what was it? We had a cool conversation about Solana, Ethereum, and wait, what were you asking? Sorry.
No, I was asking you your opinion on how Bitcoin.
Why Bitcoin can go one or two ways.
Yeah, why
no,
Bitcoin can go one
we
or
were
two
talking
ways.
about Bitcoin specifically, and he told me how, you know, and I kind of knew this, but like the way that he explained it, somebody's Bitcoin wallet was completely, like somebody went into that wallet and took everything from it. So if if that person took everything from it, that makes it a security in the eyes of the SEC. So that's a big deal. Like, it could totally drop out the water, you know, because it doesn't really have a utility. It doesn't have a use case. That's what everyone looks for in all these coins. Does it have a use case? What is it solving? A lot of these coins are solving how to, get lower gas fees on Ethereum. Like AMP is one of those coins via the Flexa network. And it's powered by Ethereum. And then there's so many of those. I literally just said one earlier. I'm sorry, I have way too many coins on my mind. But then there's also the buying domains basically, or buying .coms, whatever that is. That's how it looks like on Web 2.0. Web 3.0 is I own a lot of Ethereum name service. I got in at like $37. And it came out a couple weeks ago. They were airdropping and stuff. So, like, they'll airdrop you currency if you like are heavily involved in staking the token or downloading a certain app to stake a certain other token. So then you get this token, right? Like, that sounds kind of weird, but you catch my drift.
Yeah.
And so Ethereum name service is basically making it easier for you to have like a name. So .eth.
Oh.
So I can have my own website on Ethereum that's like, maybe it's my whole NFT profile, like, you know what I mean? Or my project and the roadmap and all the steps to get there, like, which is really cool because in Web 2.0, buying domains is a big thing, GoDaddy, whatever you want to do.
And I remember when I first started learning, like, very bare minimum about this stuff, that was one of the first things you were showing me and talking to me about was, just looking at the different trends of things and whatnot on those different websites.
Yeah. Like, that's basically a Web 3.0 coin, right? So that's like basically powering like what our next phase of the internet will be, buying into a community based like system, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about, you mentioned this before the podcast too. You were talking about layer 2. What's layer 2?
Layer 2 are things that are built on top of another.
Oh, so just like the things that fall under Ethereum and Bitcoin. Okay.
Falls under Ethereum, like Polygon. Shiba's built on Ethereum. There's so many different, like, basically, like, there's so much that
Best
is built on
example that I'm
Ethereum.
getting from what you're saying is kind of like a building. It's like a big building. This whole entire thing, it's just stacked over floors,
like that,
and stories. And It's crazy how there's so much into it. Like,
I'm looking at like this whole graphic I got right up right now, and it's
I'll
like,
put this on the thing.
yeah, I mean, if you guys want me to turn it around, I also can too. But what is it? It's just like all these different categories that fall within Ethereum. Like there's Ethereum, then there's Polygon that's built on it, right? Within Polygon is a gaming, metaverse gaming type of platform. You know, it's trying to help people
Right.
build those applications, build, you know, basically so many different infrastructures like DeFi, NFT, wallets, whatever. You know, wallets are MetaMask and Trust Wallet and stuff like that. And gaming would be like Gala, Mana, you know, and Polygon powers Engine, Sandbox, two of the biggest ones in the game. I mean, Sandbox is now.
When you said sandbox to me, I thought about Minecraft. I thought about all the way. I was just like, wait, Minecraft? I was like, sandbox?
No, Sandbox is so intriguing to me because how it was so low and then all of a sudden, within a day it like shot up like crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I was salty because if one of us were to cop that, put all our money in that, oh my dude. I was so aggravated. I'm like, why didn't I know
So
these things?
if you
Why
wanted to
didn't I
make your
put
own
money into this?
community, your own empire, you want to make your own castle, just say castle, right? This is the castle of the metaverse and everything that you want to do. What would be like the tools of how you want to construct that huge castle or huge building to create your own thing? Like what, like step by step, like how would you do it as like someone that wants to get into
I mean,
this?
that's super broad because there's so many different, like, it depends what you want to
like
do.
each, like what route you want to do with it.
Like I said, I mean, that's basically like subjective with what art you like. So that depends on someone's art. I could say how I would go about it with what art I like or what art other people like. But by that, I mean, like, you know, if your art is I want to make a gaming platform via the metaverse, then you make a coin like Polygon and Matic that powers other metaverses. You feel me? And then you can build that on Ethereum, you know? So like that, like I said, Matic has Engine, which is a huge metaverse, Sandbox. Everyone knows that Adidas bought land, Nike bought land, yachts are being bought for like, I think it was like 60,000, 600 maybe it was. I don't even know, but it was a crazy amount. And then Polkadot's built on top of Ethereum, which is not a part of the the Polygon network. So that's like a whole other thing in itself. Polkadot within Polkadot, that token dot powers that network, right?
Sebi. NFTs are a byproduct of cryptocurrencies, correct? Yeah. My biggest confusion, and I didn't want to forget my question. That's why I want to ask you this question. My biggest confusion with it is how. So let's say for example, right? Let me use an example to make it easier. So let's say I buy what are they called again? The CryptoPunks, right? And what cryptocurrency is used to purchase those, or what?
That's Ethereum.
That's valued as Ethereum.
But you said the CryptoPunks, right? Like, think about this. Because people seeing how great the CryptoPunks do, people want to capitalize on that.
But what if Ethereum hits like $10?
Like I said,
How does?
then you would lose out obviously a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the whole entire network.
Does all these punks drop now because Ethereum's down? Is that how that works?
It would. That's
Okay.
definitely how it would. But it just
That was my
I can't see that
confusion.
happening. It
Because
doesn't
there's
really it doesn't really matter either because these things are giving you like a community to base it around. Like they're giving you utility. They're giving you annuities. They're giving you things that, hey, because you do this, we're gonna fly you out to LA on a yacht and the community will get together. We're gonna do 15% of proceeds. I went over that, you know, like the roadmap building or what you're getting. Like you can sell merch through that, you know, and be like, hey, if you buy, for example, these royal babies that I got into, you buy one of those. One of their, I think it was like their third or fourth step in their roadmap was, oh, okay, then you also could get the choice between a shirt or, you know, it was like some other like virtual asset. Like I said, in Sandbox, you can buy the digital Gucci bag and then go to the Gucci store and get the physical asset itself and have the digital and the physical, which that's what I mean. That's the world that we're moving. That's the world that we're moving into because that's an NFT in itself, right? And this is what I feel like is important because you got to understand the types of NFTs that we're dealing, like what it's going to lead to. Because art, right? That's a big part of NFTs, right? And that's obviously art is broad. And subjective, so it's also music, but in its own category can be a part of a collection. So you have the punks, like you said,
Yeah.
Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's a 101 art, like you find on a site like a foundation, and you know, it's just you building it around that centric idea
Yeah.
or whatever you have to give back to your community,
Yeah.
and you're also making money because you're every single time they do a sale, you get 10% if that's what you did, or 5% or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So Gary Vee made like millions and millions of dollars, and
Shout out
they're
Gary
they're
Vee.
trading stick figures. They're trading stick figures right now. Like it's literally what it is. But I
I've
think
seen
it's
some,
a
yeah.
cool project. Like if he could do that, then you can write an inspirational, you know, whatever it is, like a poem or you doing like you know, I don't know, like something inspirational with like the jump roping that you did or
You should
something. You know,
pixelate
like
yourself jump
that's
roping.
totally like something that's actually able to like happen on there though. Like you got music, which is a big area of the
I need
NFTs.
to hop on that.
Yeah, because the Web 2 version of music that we're at pays very little to the musicians. That's why
Yeah.
new projects, there's like, I was showing Miggy earlier, Arpeggio.io. So like, it literally looked like kind of like Logic, and you own that, you know, the structure of the beat itself almost. So like the 808s, the hi-hats, you could see it all, right? And that structure. And then there's also Sound XYZ, which is kind of like, or .xyz, which is kind of like Apple Music. You connect your wallet, it goes right into your wallet, right? There's also another one called Royal.io. These are all built on, you know,
Yeah.
all the Ethereum and all these different networks.
All I gotta say is that schools need to be teaching this because I feel
For real.
like this. I mean, I'm a business degree, and we haven't figured out. We haven't even talked about the future or anything like this. But I mean, now they're gonna have to talk about this. This,
Because the blockchain
Yeah.
is the biggest deal, because the blockchain is what powers this entirety of like
Yeah.
the whole ledger itself, because that's what it is. You have, I was trying to explain how CoinMarketCap, you could, let's say I searched up Ethereum, or let's say I searched up a really low cap coin on Ethereum, right? So for example, HBAR, I was telling you about that.
Yeah.
I really love everything that they do. So just like Ethereum, things are built on top of it. There's a coin called HabarPad, which is basically trying to help people build decentralized exchanges on top of Hedera. So decentralized exchanges are like PancakeSwap and these other coins, right? PancakeSwap, you basically can put an address in there, right? If it's built on that, you can pull that address that, like I told you earlier, wherever that money is, whatever pile it's in, right? You can pull that address from CoinMarketCap because they put everything right there, and you put it into that app or PancakeSwap into that browser or whatnot. Boom, the coin will pop up right there, and you can buy it through Binance if it's built on the Binance network, or Ethereum if it's built on the Ethereum network, which Binance are called BEP or BEP20 coins, and then the things that are built on Ethereum are called ERC tokens or ERC20. So there's so many of those. Like LCX is a great coin that's low cap on a centralized exchange. Coinbase, I mean, you can also buy them on decentralized, but it's an ERC token. So you would go into your Trust wallet, click the little settings, paste that thing from CoinMarketCap, and it would pop up in there, that address. You just got to change what blockchain it's on. So if it was on Avalanche, you'd put it to Avalanche. If it was on Polygon, it would be put into Polygon, whatever it is. And then you go into your browser, you connect it to your wallet. You'll have both apps open or whatnot, or your Safari and your Trust wallet, for example. And then basically you can get any token you want. So that's what HabarPad is helping like decentralized exchanges like PancakeSwap or something on their network. So then you could exchange it for whatever you want, whether it's an Ethereum or it's a Binance or it's an HBAR token, you know?
Yeah.
So how'd you learn all this? Because this is it just amazes me how much you know. Short amount of time. It's crazy.
Honestly, who helped me learn is this guy named Crypto Mason. He's this Canadian
You've
dude.
told me about him before.
Yeah, I mean, he's really just awesome, man. Like, he's really helped me out. I mean, he really gave like a free tutorial list of like 40, 50 videos of like everything you need to learn about the blockchain. Because I still didn't really even get to go into the blockchain yet. Like, that's the most important and vital thing.
Let's get into it then. Let's do it.
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah, we got a lot of time.
It's basically just a distributed ledger technology. So it records transactions, and anything that has value within the network, it allows it to happen, I guess you could say. and there's no centralized intermediator or middleman. So there's no Chase, there's no Visa, there's nothing in the middle. They do that through the smart contracts, right? So like Ethereum is the largest smart contract platform in the world. So that's why it has so much utility. It's basically, I was telling everyone this, it's considered financial internet or digital oil, because that's why I always talk about Ethereum and why it's so important and why nothing can really kill it, because it's a platform that allows other crypto projects to be built on top of it, and it allows you to build apps even within that or within those other applications, or just built on Ethereum like another app, and on that Ethereum platform, like an iOS operating system that has the App Store. It's the same thing. So, and it's making it it's not centralized, giving power back to the people, for people can invest into a community, into things that they actually enjoy, which is why NFTs are so big. I didn't even get to go into, like, I ended at Royal.io, but that's why it all connects at the end of the day. Like, access is a big thing. The NFT make tickets low friction and widely interoperable. By that, it means making them interswappable, making it easier to, like change, or you can use them to replace traditional tickets, kind of, is what I think is a future thing that I see happening, lowering the friction and marketing them to be more interoperable. I'm sorry, my pronunciation is definitely off. Interoperability, though, is what is trying to happen, trying to make it easier to exchange it on here or put it here, or what all these other platforms to make it, because there's side chains, there's blockchains, and it's like a side chain is like Chainlink. Chainlink basically helps it's like an internet of blockchains. So by that it just connects all them together. It has some issues right now because it's not all the way up there yet, and it's not by up there I mean its network isn't built yet to be on the level of, it's working like 1, 2, 3, but very soon it's definitely going to be like, so if I got this thing in Ethereum, right, let's say it was on Mana, right, on that one or Sandbox, and I wanted to move it to something that was on another network through Chainlink or whatnot, and then I moved it to another gaming network, right, I have it in that game then. You feel me? So that's what these things are kind of trying to do. That goes with going to concerts. There's going to be digital concerts. There's going to be digital.
Just like Fortnite with the Travis Scott thing, right?
They started that.
And the Marshmallow, that whole entire phase.
It's really
too.
like a big thing, because that's what I mean. Like these, not only are they going to be digital access to concerts and stuff, it's going to be digital access. Like we already have a whole wallet thing on our phone that can hold tickets to go to the airport, or
like
tickets
Apple
to go
Pay
to,
or passports
but
too.
It's way bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's just going to be.
It honestly,
have something that you're going to go to a Young Thug concert and you're going to recharge it. You're going to recharge it when you're going to have that NFT. Let's say I own the album Punk, and because I own that, right, he lets me go. I get a spot on his tour, or I get a shot to get the tickets first when he's in Chicago.
I just want to be moshing,
and then I buy it, and then I buy that concert, right, that concert ticket through that NFT, and then boom, I get a seat somewhere, right, wherever it is. Let's say I went higher, so then I got closer to him, or I got floor seats, and then with that, you can be like, next time, since I still own that NFT, next time he comes in and there's another project, maybe I get another art on top of that.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to his next concert. But let's say I didn't pay as high as price, so then I'm up top in the row 300 or whatnot. So it's going to be, because that's the thing, identification and access and all these things, like identification as a whole has failed, because that's why you get telemarketers. That's why you get, this information is out in the world. That's what blockchain is trying to do, is secure your information and not have you put as much information out there.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about keeping information and everything, I just think it's kind of scary at the same time that you're literally leaving a whole entire digital, like, footprints and steps. Like,
That's
you're
a good
literally
point.
getting monitored everywhere you go, you know what I'm saying? Like, they pretty much, it's like, how the government, they say that they literally know everything about you, like what you look up, like your Instagram history, even the post that you've deleted. It's just still out there forever.
Exactly.
It's
That's
crazy.
that's a centralized thing.
and in the metaverse,
In the
they're
metaverse.
gonna know a lot more.
sense though,
That's scary.
that's the thing that's better about it though, is because the goal of this whole thing is to make it decentralized. Like there is no database where that stuff goes back.
Where nothing's monitored. It's just all.
No, it's just the transactions happen, and you have whatever that is. I own Lil Uzi Vert's Eternal Being 600, whatever the heck it is, right? It has a certain coding in it that's the address for that thing, right? So with that, it's just I own that. That is me. That is my guy, right? So, it only thing that matters in the future really is that wallet. That is in my Solana Phantom wallet, right?
Yeah.
So people could see it's a public wallet, so anyone could see that. They can't see. They don't know what they can't. All I have is a passphrase type of thing, like a weird like random words. That's how I get it.
Is it on the right side of the screen on that one website where it shows all the transactions? Yeah, you guys have shown me that before.
That's what people could see, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. There is no database. It's just almost your NFT collection. That's of course,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or how much money you have in crypto, and that's really all it is going to be in the future. It's going to be. This is what shows you. I'm going to hire someone based off their NFT wallet because he's a part of this club, or he's a part of. Oh wow, he got into the Bored Ape Yacht Club at this time. Man, he might know a thing or two about this business or whatever it is when it comes to NFTs because he learned from the best in a sense, you know. So that's a big thing, and there's only going to be more and more.
You know what?
projects.
That's what's so interesting. This entire universe, the entire metaverse, and everything going on with what our generations going into and stuff like that. There's billions of different things that are to come and to talk about.
Actually, infinite. It's infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
It just is because you can. I mean, it's going to change the real estate industry. You're gonna buy land and buy it in here. Like you can.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the physical.
So thank you for coming on, for real. Like super informal. I feel like a lot of people are gonna really benefit from this, and I'll speak for myself. You are ahead of the game with this stuff, and I can't wait for the next couple months
man
of
of the
my
future.
life. Of my life to just.
The real thing with me is just I just don't want anyone. You don't want to be late to the party.
No.
You want to be. I mean, this is still a time to get in. I mean, literally came out the other day. 60% of the United States doesn't know what an NFT is.
Yeah.
And that's too high. That's too high.
Not only is that too high, it's because it's something that hasn't been widely
gotta
adopted
tackle
yet. It
that,
takes
yeah.
times. Like, I mean, we've seen this happen. Every portion of the internet has gotten exponentially. Like, it was a 20-year period, then it was a 15-year, then it was a. Now we're moving into this, and this started a long time ago. Like, there's so many more coins. I didn't get to really go into everything that I wanted to get into today because
That's what I was gonna say. We got to do an episode 2.
Part 2 of
we
this.
get
Yeah.
to. So it doesn't. That's the thing. It's always going to be changing. There's always something new that I learn about this industry that amazes me and catches my eye.
Yeah.
Like, wait, you can do that, And that's what I mean. I just don't want anyone to be too late because it's going to be real soon where this is actually our present and not the future anymore.
Yeah.
And that's sooner than we think. Every portion of the internet, every phase of it has gotten exponentially bigger and faster.
One
So this
thing
is
that
just
I
gonna hit
also.
I mean, if they're fixing spinal cords now.
Oh, yeah.
This is the least.
Oh, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah,
All right.
we're
yeah,
out of
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But yeah, dude, thank you
Sounds
again for
good.
coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you,
It
dude.
sucks that we got to cut it short, but camera timers
Yeah.
and shit. But
I just want to keep talking about this with you,
Yeah.
man. I want to keep picking your brain.
and that's why we're definitely gonna bring, if you're down, another episode, and we'll
we'll
dive
do part 2
into
of
a
this.
specific portion of the entire universe and the crypto. Yeah.
This would
But
be awesome, man.
yeah, this is the bigger picture. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this informative. Make sure you go follow Sebi on Instagram, me and Santino. Yeah, have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you.